I've been wondering what's been taking so long, but Umar Johnson finally could be getting what's coming to him. Now, Umar Johnson, he's been collecting money for the school for 10,000 years, right? And there's still been no school opening. We see him be mixed up in all kinds of scandals. There's all kinds of stuff going on. Now, he got mixed up with this woman, Mary Ann. She was a film producer, and he wanted her to do a documentary on his life. And anything that's associated with Umar in his life, it turns bad, right? From his relationship with his daddy, right, who was coming online exposing him, not my words, he was coming online exposing him and the stuff that he was doing, right? To the conscious stripper, the woman who he was talking about her insides, and it was just a whole bunch of foolishness, right? This guy has a lot of controversy surrounding him, but for some reason, he still has a lot of followers. But this woman right here, her and Lennon Honor has been exposing him. Check this out.
I believed in his vision. I loved his idea because the way I saw his concept, this is someone who's coming to breathe life within the Black community. And then the Lord has blessed me. I ain't rich, but I was able to make a contribution for FDMG.
Yeah. Would you like to share how much that donation was, if you're comfortable with that?
$2,000. That's the
Okay.
initial donation to the school.
Mm-hmm.
This is how the connection became with him.
Okay. 2019.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm. So
Yeah,
he reaches out to you.
that's
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So he reached out to me. He was humble. He was gracious. The only little red flag I had, and then I didn't notice it. I thought it was rude, but now, like, I'm the type person, when something goes south, I go back and trying to re-examine stuff. He was like, next
Mm-hmm.
time, if you could get 4,000 is first of all, just say thank you. He told me next time if I could get four, and I thought that was rude and a little bit.
So at a certain point, you donate to him in 2019. At a certain point, he asks you to do a documentary of his life. What do you remember? What year that was?
The documentary, we established a rapport. It was like probably around 2000 or end of 2019. He asked
Oh,
me
okay.
to, yeah. I know you
So
like timeline, but I can't
yeah.
remember
No,
exactly
that's
the
okay.
date and time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the end of 2019, could it have been 2020, the beginning of 2020?
Yeah, beginning 2020, around that
Okay.
time frame.
Okay.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so he asked me to do a documentary on his life. And look, again, I'm a filmmaker. My antenna just went bling
Mm-hmm.
because he has an established audience. He has a platform. But I was transparent with him. I said, Doc, I make feature film. I have never done a documentary. He's like, so what? You're a producer. I said, yeah, that documentary and that film, that's two different beasts. They are
Mm-hmm.
cousin. The process of doing a documentary is not the same process of doing a film. Like, the documentary is very detail oriented. It's involved with fact. And then after you collect your data, you have to do an observation of the subject. I said, someone of your caliber, I don't think I'm the right person to do the documentary. Quit playing with me, Queen. Quit playing with me. I have hard regard for you. I want you to do it. I will back you 100%. I will put my sweat into this. Yo, Queen, when I say Doc is on board for something, just say you don't want to do it, but you have my full support.
Now, I don't know why these women trust Umar Johnson, man. For the life of me, I just don't understand. Now, he has a problem getting money for the school, but for some reason, you thought you was going to be able to do a documentary on him, right? And when you gave him the budget, it was like 80 something $1,000, and he like, yeah, Queen, don't worry about it, Queen. That that's a small thing to a giant, Queen. All that kind of stuff y'all fall for, right? So like I'm not even really kind of sympathetic towards this woman because Umar is who he is. And a lot of you women that deal with Umar on this level, you deserve everything that comes to you. It is what it is, right? Because these guys are charlatans. And listen, it went like this.
The financial report for the documentary. Again, it's like he
Mm-hmm.
asked me to do it, so I'm gonna present you what this gonna cost. So when I called, I said, Doc, like I told you, I don't really do documentary. I do film, but you were so inspiring to me. I took the project on, but this is probably the most costly project that I've ever done, and I kept it to a shoestring budget. Doc, when I told you I cut corner on finance, I cut corner. It's like, yeah, okay, well, what is it? We good, we good, we good. I said, it's gonna be $86,000. I said, that's expensive, Doc. And he's like, nah, we're good. We could do this. We could do this. He's like, Queen, you worrying about money. You worrying about the petty stuff. I said,
Yeah. How
okay.
much did you say? How much did
80,
you say it was going to be?
$86,000.
And this was for the documentary.
This is for the document. I said, well, Doc, you're gonna have to give them the entire money. It's not like a layaway plan or half up front, because everything got to be paid as we go. Because the documentary is like, we were gonna capture. So we did research, we did observation. We were gonna capture some live lecture. We were gonna bring it fresh. So, and he's like, oh, listen, family. Oh, Queen, all my money's tied in FDMG. I don't have a risk since going this documentary. You go ahead and fund it. I'm going to put my sweat. You have my backing. When the money come in, you recruit what you put in, and then, just give a little something to FDMG. I don't even care if you don't give me nothing. I just want to live a digital imprint for these young boys that I'm going to create this school so they can know about Umar John. I don't want no white man doing my documentary. He went on and on and on. And then I paused. So after I paused, I said, well, Doc, let me get back to you.
So Umar Johnson, the relationship guru guy who has two baby moms and never married, neither one of them, whose daughter is online exposing them, calling them all kinds of bozos and all kinds of names, right? Who has women who have allegedly accused him of physically assaulting them, all these different things, right? So this woman, at one point, her brain started to talk to her and kick in, and she said, "I can't deal with this guy." But then Umar starts smooth talking to her again. Next thing you know, she said that 2 days later he called her. He convinced her to dive head first into a project with him.
2 days later, he didn't even give me a chance to call him. He called me like, okay, what's the verdict? When we starting? I need to email you these lectures. We need to get started. And because I gave him a list prior to colors not to wear. And I want to take some picture of when I'm gonna wear each lecture so you can tell me if it's okay. I said, Doc, I don't want to bust your bubble. I've already talked to production. Everybody morale just crashed. He's like, what? What? I said, I cannot take that financial burden. I just can't. As much as I want to, as much as it's in my blood boiling, I cannot proceed with that. That's like way too much of finance commitment. He's like, I don't understand. You have body of work. I said, yeah, I have body work. Film. I told you that documentary and that film or like cousin, I can't. I was willing to take a stab at it, but I can't take that financial risk, and I am not willing. So that's the business part of me. I got to my senses. See, when it's your money, you wake up quick.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I could tell like he went down. He's like, oh, Queen. Okay, you said you can make a movie. I said, yeah, doctor. Well, let's make a movie on the spot, just like that. I said, you want to make a movie? Yeah, let's make a movie. That's what you could do, but I don't have no money to put in no project. I will give you my sweat. You will have my undivided attention. You will have my support. I will push this film. I will give you my platform. He gave me a whole song and dance. I'm like, now you're speaking my language. We're gonna make a movie.
Now she decided to do business with Umar Johnson. Now Umar Johnson is suffering from mental health issues, right? You can clearly see it. The guy's not. He's like a weird scientist. He's very intelligent on one end, but on the other end, he ain't wrapped too tight. He has issues, and he does this stuff out in front of the world, in front of everybody, not realizing that we can see you, right? Everybody can see you, Umar. We can see what you do, right? So she goes and makes the movie with Umar, and they do the movie. He shows up, they get the movie done. But when it was time to actually make a profit off the movie, she found a theater where they would go and they would do a screening. Now Umar Johnson, again, this is where his disability kicks in, right? Instead of him going with the woman to go make the screening, because he told her to pay for everything. So the financial burden right now is on her. And he told her, just make all the money back, and when after you making all the money back, you could just give a donation to FDMG Academy, right? This is what he told her. But now when it's time to go in for the screening, he goes ballistic on her. He goes totally left. And why is there a screen? I haven't seen the movie yet. Where you're going to go see the movie with her, then y'all can go edit it out. But remember, Umar has his neurons is not firing on many different levels, right? So she goes and she says this.
So I said, I'm willing to pay for you. Nah, you send me the finished product. I said, first of all, that's not possible. It's on that film, but it's not like no DVD. And he couldn't understand the concept. I don't know if he think I was playing game with him. I said, Doc, I'm giving you an option to see it. No. You give me the finished product and then we move forward.
So this is from February 8, 2023. You are not, Umar states, you are not allowed to show that film without my approval. I have not seen it, and I do not give you permission to screen it. And then you stated a private screening is just the executive producer to see the image on the screen and to hear the sound. And then he says, complete disrespect, all in all caps. You replied, how am I being disrespectful? Why are you so angry? Can you come to Cleveland and see it? And text when you capitalize everything that's shouting. And then you stated you were pleased with the project. Now all of a sudden you've turned against the project. I am baffled by all of this. I didn't say you couldn't see it. I asked you your location in Maryland and you ignored me. I offered to FaceTime.
And let me cut you. The location, let me cut you real quick. The location Maryland, because he was doing a lecture. The reason I asked him, I told Sarah, instead of doing your screening here in Cleveland, can I have my screening done in Maryland? So I tried my best to accommodate him. Please continue.
Yep. Let's go to the next one. This is again from February 2023. Everything needs to be, okay, so yes, you were pleased with the project. Now all of a sudden you're turned against the project. I am baffled by all of this. I didn't say you couldn't see it. I asked you your location in Maryland and you ignored me. I offered the FaceTime to show you the movie and you declined. You're not meeting me halfway. The file cannot be sent email. It doesn't have the capacity to be sent that way. It is too large. And I keep calling you and you're not even picking up the phone. And then Umar responds with everything needs to be in writing. I prefer text message.
Yeah, that's when he shut down. He no longer was calling me or accepting my phone call. He just wanted to communicate, email and text. Communication was completely, verbal communication was shut down at the time. Please continue.
Yep, and this is February 8, 2023. I'm not speaking to you on the phone until I receive a link to watch the movie in its entirety. And then you replied, I did email you a contract. You already have that in writing before filming. And if you want, you could FaceTime and see the whole movie. I've given you two options to watch it, and you refuse to take either one of them. And then Umar said, I never signed any contract.
Yeah, because he didn't. He didn't.
Yep.
You see how conniving he is?
Yep. You do not have my approval to proceed with this film. I have not been given a link to see the movie in its entirety for my approval. I do not give you permission to include my likeness in any way, shape, form, or fashion in your movie. You do not have permission to use my likeness in any video, trailer, movie, except of any excerpt or of any movie, parts of interviews, or any portion of the brand that is Dr. Umar Johnson or Prince of Pan-Africanism. You do not have permission to release any clips or trailers that depict the image of Dr. Umar or his related brands. You already posted a trailer without my permission. You are a deceitful, disrespectful, and unprofessional liar. I will see you in court.
So this is where I blame the woman, because you already know that Umar is irresponsible. You already knew you seen red flags. So why would you put out all your funds like this for a guy who already was showing you red flags, right? Why? You know what's funny? There's a lot of good brothers out here. That's a lot of good brothers. They're not as charismatic as a Umar. They're not 6'3", 200 and something pounds, but they're good guys, right? I guarantee you those guys could never get her to do something like that. But because it's Umar Johnson, so many of you women out here, right, got good guys that want to deal with you, work with you, do all kinds of stuff. But because they're not exciting enough or aesthetically good looking enough, y'all don't deal with them. But then you run over there and you deal with these charlatans and these guys. And I'm not reaching, because you see this happen in the black community all the time, right? You be wondering, like, why y'all keep dealing with this dude? Because it's the excitement, it's the rush, it's Umar Johnson, right? And then your brain shut down. You go do business with this guy without a contract when you already seen all the red flags. Let that have been Kenny that worked in Kenny's shoes. He wouldn't even be there to talk to you. So that's why I don't feel bad for you, because these are lessons learned where so many of these guys will be able to be grifters and just grift the black community for so long. There's a lot of Baptist ministers that did this for years. And you know, they just do all kinds of stuff to get your attention, a lot of women's attention, man. It's not nothing new. Umar Johnson, the brother Polites, I can go on and on and on and just name so many, even from, like I said, the bishops in the communities, all the way across the board. Black businessmen. It's been so many men that they know that women financially support things. So they tell women what they want to hear. They call them queen and all this kind of stuff, right? And all the women just fall for it. So now she's angry because he wants to take her to court and sue her. But you did business with this man without a contract, right? Now, I believe she ended up getting the last laugh, but why even have to go through all this?
He threatened to take me to court for $500,000. I want y'all to listen carefully. He threatened to take me to court for $500,000. Now, when they put that on the table, the negotiation time, they want us to give a number. What number can you guys give from that $500,000? I will take it to my client. He would take that to Umar, and if Umar approved, or if he doesn't approve, Umar would give us a number, and then if we still are not cooperating to negotiate, they threat to take to court. Honey, listen here. You hear me? So we're like, listen, please file the proper paperwork. And I hat off to TJ. File the proper paperwork with the Greater Cleveland Court. We will see you in court. We're not negotiating anything. Now, you know, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not gonna I'm gonna be transparent. So the ghetto came out of me. I said, tell that chatty patty jazz that he's not getting a penny from me. And then he's like, Miss Lauren is going to have that kind of language. We're ending. I said, we've been ending it. There's no negotiation. This is how Umar roll. So listen, I spent money for attorney. I had to give him another. That was the retainer fee. I had to give him more money because now we're preparing. These people are going to hit with paperwork to court. We're going to court. He's Umar Johnson. He has the fund to sue me. Okay? So when we called out his bluff, we never heard from his lawyer, never heard from him. He is a financial in the Black community. What he does, the time that he was connecting with me, he is intelligent. He was gathering data. He was studying his subject. He gave me two options. The first option is you won't spend your money. You're going to make this a finished product. And then I'm going to take it from you. I don't share the pie. I'm eating it alone. See, he ran up on me. I am not no dummy. I said, no, there was a contract. We had an understanding. You're not going to bully me. I'm not giving you the finished product.
So this stuff right here could be a lesson because, again, Umar Johnson is a joke. And Umar Johnson is not the problem. The problem is the Black community. People like Umar Johnson, Charleston White, and so many of them, they're holding the mirror up to the Black community to show us our imperfection and insecurities and so many things that we suffer from. Because these people wouldn't be able to infiltrate if we didn't allow them to. It shows us how low the standard is, how low the bar is. If we had higher standards, Umar Johnson would have he'd have been going 10 years ago. We would have, the standards would have been higher. Either he'd have had the school or he'd have been out of here. He'd have been out of here. He'd have had to skedaddle, right? So she's telling stories now about how he wanted to be with this W woman and he wanted her to put them breasticles all up against his chest. Like, just a whole bunch of weirdo stuff. And remember, he always saying a bunch of weirdo stuff on his King Kong of Consciousness channel, right? Always. He always says some overly sexual, weirdo stuff to the point where you like, huh? Did he just say that out loud? Right? So she had text messages of him, right? You know, and we see, this is like, this story is not new. I knew this 2 years ago when this was going on. Remember when he was in the mall and then somebody had took a picture of him and he's supposed to be talking to, exchanging a number with a W woman, right? But she said that in the movie that they was doing, he wanted her to film him with a W woman, a blonde, right? With her titties out. Now, you with this pro-Black sister, and you want her to go get a white woman to come into her movie that she paying for you, the King Kong of Consciousness, how it goes, something Snow Bunnies Never and all that, Black sisters, and you want to go in there, you want her to do that. Like, that lets me know this how you don't have any respect for Black women. A lot of times when brothers even want to deal with them W women, they still sneak and do it because they don't want to do it in front of the sisters. He don't even care when he's portraying himself to be the Prince of Pan-Africanism, right? So she eventually really started to harass him and expose things that he didn't want people to know. Guess what happened, y'all? She ended up getting like $60K from him. him and his lawyer ended up writing her a bag, right? Because she had access to so much stuff. And I wish she just would have exposed that stuff, man. Not just took, well, I can't say because I don't know. She put a lot of money out. So she ended up getting like a lot of her money back. But check this out.
The reason I wanted to come out to make this video, it's because I received a check as a settlement from Dr. Umar Johnson. During the week, I received an email, and the email was not claiming to sue me. It was from his attorney at Cleveland Law Firm, which has a sister firm and where he's from, Philly. So they reached out. They wanted to have a dialogue. They wanted to give me a form of payment for my hardship that I dealt with Dr. Umar, for my donation, and then for my therapy. What I did say, I went to therapy in one of the videos, so they did their homework pretty thoroughly. They wanted to reimburse me for that. And he wanted to move forward and not have me make disparaging video about him anymore. Okay, so I'm sitting here, I'm like, disparaging video? I don't understand. Can you elaborate on that? Well, Ms. Lorian, you're getting on your YouTube video, you're saying he's dating outside his race, which is factual. He doesn't date outside his race. I said, okay, so we're having a dialogue. Let me put some clarification. Well, we don't need, I said, you're going to allow me to speak, sir. You're going to allow me to have clarification. I said, first of all, I was gracious and I was kind. All I said on that YouTube video, he wanted to see with a Caucasian woman. I said, but I took my phone because we were having the Zoom meeting on my laptop, on my Apple laptop. So I took my phone on block and I sent a text, bleep. It went beep. I said, that beep you hear next to him, that's me texting him his own message, which is his acting number, his own message. I said, in that message, this is from Dr. Umar. He told me, Queen, this is how we're going to do this scene. I'm going to be bare-chested. This woman's going to have exposed breasts, and she's going to be pressing against my chest. I don't know if he thought I was doing a porn video, because we told him a feature film. But moving along, and they're like, well, we don't need, I said, well, I'm going to finish. Whether you want to hear it or not, I'm going to finish. I said, that's what he wanted. And then the scene, I'm going to break it down to you, family. The scene was for him to go, he came to his senses because he had a moment of weakness. This is him typing all this garbage to me. He came to his weakness because he had a moment of weakness. And he's going to go, no, I am a Pan-African leader. I can't stoop to this level. Black queen forever, snow bunny never, and I'm going to throw her off the bed. This is what he wanted to incorporate in the movie. And I said, no, we're not. We're having this dialogue. We're going to give you 68,600. I left the checks up there. I hadn't even cashed your check yet. Your check's still up there. But what I did do, I sent a copy of that check to Honor, because I promised Honor when I get paid, I would return back on this show, and then I would do let the people know I got my money back.
So she ended up getting like 68K from Umar Johnson. Now y'all know Umar Johnson ain't giving nobody nothing, right? So she had to have all kinds of information on this dude. Now again, I keep telling y'all, man, and for me, she shouldn't have never went and jumped in bed with this guy, not figuratively, but she shouldn't have never did business with this guy ever, right? But she ended up doing it and spending, like she said, like 80K. So he ended up writing her a check for like $68,200, right? But guess what she did, y'all? She took that money and went to a lawyer and started doing an investigating process with that bread to bring Umar Johnson down, because she figured, like, if he did this to me, how many other people he did this to? Now, mind you, because I want to reiterate something here. Umar Johnson was it Black Queens Forever, Snow Bunnies Never, however he do that thing, right? So he claims to be Pan-African and pro-Black, and we say that Black men should be leaders, right? Now, there's a lot of defiant women out here, but there's also a lot of good Black sisters out here that do want to follow the lead of a man, right? But sometimes a lot of our sisters get caught up and they start following the lead of wrong men. A lot of them grow up without no fathers. They never have strong male figures in their life. And then they run into a person like Umar and these charlatans in the community, and they are obedient to him. But these are the wrong freaking men, right? And they get done wrong. But now she's a woman scorned. And let me tell you something. When a woman is upset and she really want to get you back, she'll go to any length to get you, because she trusted you. She put her full trust in you, right? And this is what Umar Johnson do. So now she got a law firm involved. She got about 40 to 50 other people involved, right? Because let's make it clear. I know we be committing verbal, be destroying each other online, Black men, but all sisters ain't bad. There's a lot of good sisters, man. They just get linked up with the wrong dude. They hitch their wagons a lot of times to these wrong guys, right? And that's the problem. Men do the same thing too, right? But she's going after him now, right, with that money, with that bag that he gave her back. Check it out.
All the participants, like I said, received a notice today. Plaintiff donors versus Jermaine Shermack, known as celebrity name Dr. Umar Johnson. This is now an official court matter. It's 40 of us. Now, the reason I'm part of it, yes, I did get a settlement, but they're using all my donation money to show that I was a supporter who did give donation. And then for the others, they all submitted copies of every cent that they gave to FDMG, and to show that they never also received any receipt. So a letter from the attorney that's representing the party of 40 will be sent to him to show good faith that we're willing to sit down and to give him a chance to give an explanation to why this school hasn't been open, or when will this school be open, and then to give explanation on how the donation money are used. Is it being used appropriately for what the donor has given the money for? The step was like to start collecting evidence, which means that we were all supposed to retrieve, like get every single proof of money that went, and then their legal team, they obtained a lot of videos of him saying the school's going to be open, but the school has never been open. That's also an evidence to see why he's saying the school hasn't been open. So, and they sent this to us. Let me read it on for you guys. I'm sorry, I should be a little bit more prepared. Our job is to solve this case. You all have submitted the proper document of what happened, what each party contributed to the known school FDMG, putting the information in the hands of people who can investigate and who can bring appropriate prosecution. It is advised to not reach out to we're not allowed to reach out to Umar.
So I was waiting for this to finally come. Finally, somebody got a bag to go hire these investigators, these lawyers, to now bring him to the table, and after all these years of collecting money, show what he's done with this money and how it's been spent on many different levels. It's time for things to be exposed and to come out. And again, like I keep telling you guys, man, that the bar in the black community has to be set higher. There has to be higher expectations for our levels of achievement, man. Umar Johnson is able to do what he has been doing because our expectations are low. He knows that he's peaked the weakness in the game and he's exploiting it. That's all it is. It's not nothing new. This is, man, listen, there's been so many people that's done this stuff way before Umar Johnson, right? So I hope that our people, we can learn, we can learn from something like this going forward, man. But again, I hope that she go forward with this, because we gotta weed out these people out of our community, the men and the women, right? Online, because there's a lot of women scamming women too, and then women's sections are selling clothes and these courses that they be selling. I done seen so many women get locked up and have to go to prison because they done took hundreds of thousands of dollars from women. It's all in the community, man, because the expectations are low. But y'all gotta let me know what y'all think, man, about this. If y'all made it this far in the video, hit that like button, subscribe to Street Media TV, leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time, peace.